I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic Smack, your weekly, daily, all the time, anytime comic book show where I give you your fix of everything you need to know from the world of comic books and superheroes. And on today's show, we're taking a closer look at Civil War Choosing Sides issue number 2. The second Civil War has fractured the Marvel Universe, and now more heroes figure out which side they're going to fall on. Or maybe not, judging by the first issue. This might just be a collection of random stories. Who knows? Let's hop on in together and find out, shall we? Alright, so I'm going to explain this again for those out there who still aren't sure. The deal with these Marvel event anthology tie-ins is essentially what we get is 3 little stories all tied to the event. Only this issue decides to do things very differently. You see, the first story was advertised as a War Machine story. Only it's not a War Machine story at all because James Rhodes is dead. Instead, we get 3 small stories within 3 small stories about people who went to James's funeral. First up, we have Ms.America, America Chavez, who is a still young member of the Ultimates team and was there when James died. She's not used to seeing all this much death apparently, and that rubs her the wrong way. Then there's Spectrum, whose story basically breaks down to, hey James, I didn't know you very well, but I have survivor's guilt now. Then we have Misty Knight, whose story basically breaks down to, hey War Machine, I didn't know you very well, but your death is making me reevaluate my own life, and you can see a trend beginning to emerge here, can't you? But it's the third one by far that's the strangest. It involves Aurora Monroe Storm. Her story breaks down to, hey James Rhodes, I didn't know you very well, but after coming to your funeral, I decided to check out your hometown of Philadelphia. I took in a baseball game and had a cheesesteak, and now I weirdly have a more respect for you? I suppose it would be too much to ask for mini stories following Tony or Carol, you know, people who actually knew James while he was alive, because no doubt we're going to have to see that in the main Civil War series, so instead let's fire together a story about a bunch of people who didn't know him. The second story in this 3-pack is by far the strangest in my opinion. It follows the nephew of Goliath. You all remember Goliath, don't you? That guy who was killed by Ragnarok, the Thor robot, during the original Civil War? Yeah, his nephew is in jail. Eventually he gets out. Really, I don't know why this deserved its own story. Goliath was pretty obscure already, and his nephew was even more obscure. You can't even use the damage control defense like I did in the last issue by saying, well, you know, at least they have a show coming out at some point. Now, the third and final story is the shortest, but for my money, it's easily the best, and strangely enough, it actually picks up where the Nick Fury story left off last issue. Yeah, wow, this is something brand new for these Marvel tie-in anthology books, and that is a story that actually picks up from where the last one left off. We see Moon Knight taking out a bunch of suited spy individuals, while Nick Fury tells us about trying to flush out the moles inside the S.H.I.E.L.D. organization. Apparently he's tracked a bunch of them back to a very wealthy investor gentleman who gives a bunch of money to not only S.H.I.E.L.D. but also organizations like Hydra and AIM. But wait, you're all probably saying, if this is a Nick Fury Jr. story, then why on earth is Moon Knight here? Isn't he supposed to be locked up in an asylum in his own book? And the answer to that is yes. Yes, he is. You see, Nick Fury, to maintain his own cover, has co-opted Moon Knight's identity for this little mission. Yep, they marketed this one as a big Moon Knight story. They even put Moon Knight on the cover, and it's not even actually Moon Knight. The investor guy confirms everything Nick Fury was looking for, that there is indeed some sort of conspiracy taking place within the inner ranks of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then he takes a header off a building as the comic ends. So yeah, if you couldn't already tell, Civil War II Choosing Sides number 2 was a whole lot of nothing, and once again, no one in the story actually chose any sides. This has also got to be one of the most deceptive comics I've read in a long time. The cover promises you 2 stories that they don't actually deliver on. We're only 2 issues in and we're already seeing stories struggle to try and tie into the events of Civil War II at all. So much to the point they feel they need to go back and revisit the events of the original Civil War, if you can believe that. Now this is the fun part where I get to play consumer advocate and tell you, save your money, stay away from this one. I give this one a 4 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks so much for watching my newest video. I hope you enjoyed it, and while you're here, why not check out another video I have on offer, or maybe if you're feeling in a supportive mood, you want to like or subscribe. And if you want to support the creation of more videos just like this one, then please by all means check out the Cape Joel Patreon. A little bit goes a very long way, and I will see you all next time. I'm Cape Joel, and this is Comic I'm Cape Joel, and I swear to God, this one's not going to end up in the blooper reel.